audio to see if it's working.
Just going to turn this off. Buggedy off. Discord. Okay.
Alright, Cash, come on. Oh,
Yay.
hello. I'm cleaning him and he's cleaning me.
Oh.
Wow. Thanks, Furface. Let's do this check.
There we are. So we'll just try to talk a little bit.
La 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 la. Everything from a calm, soft, sibilant voice. Up to Brian Blessed!
To my lungs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can I record that for Strad?
I've already got some recordings.
That's,
of that.
I think that's more scary than anything else.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay. I think we might need to turn it up a little bit, but the sound is good
Okay,
from what I can tell.
I'll just adjust the...
Also, mental note, better laptop. It is up underpowered for what we're demanding it to do.
I'm going to be using my PC when we get it.
Yeah, it's fine.
So,
Just waiting for you to get better
there we go.
and finish your mermaid tail.
Mm-hmm.
This might take a while.
There we go.
And clean the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, new PC, estimated time of arrival. It's complicated.
Yes. Let's see if it's playing.
I can see it on the
Yeah, we're live now.
pre...
Well, what, we're live?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been live for a while.
Oh,
In
no!
a few minutes. There we go.
It's a good thing I didn't say anything rude like buh.
Yeah, for example. I'm gonna turn off the audio on my phone. Okay. So, 5 minutes, that's not bad.
Nope.
Still, Twitch teething problems?
Yeah, a little bit. So, but this, I mean, we're probably not going to get a lot of viewers because it's so early in the day, and our proper episode is later this evening, so...
It was an impromptu.
Yes. So I'll just start like we usually start. Welcome to this interlude episode of the Kestrels. This is called Keth's Confession, where Valeth and Keth just have a talk after all the shit that's gone down, because let's face it, it would be really boring for the other players to sit through all of that.
Plus, marriage counselors are really difficult to find in a boat in the middle of Thedas.
Yeah.
So, in the previous episode, spoiler alert! As you may know, that Keth was dragged back from his torture in the Fade some time ago. And he's changed quite a lot. Everything from his missing left arm right through to the obvious trauma of being trapped there for so long. He's not giving up his secrets, though, or not talking about it. And that's
acting a bit strange.
Is acting a bit odd. And the revelation from Reed makes it even more suspicious. He's made dealings with the Denzines of the Fade to survive.
Because his eyes are now blue.
Yes.
And Reed thinks that it's his eyes.
Bit crazy.
Yeah.
He's probably wrong.
It sounds a bit crazy.
It's a bit far-fetched. I wouldn't believe him.
And he's got a bit of grey hair now, I think.
Keth, there
I mean.
has been some shock trauma on his hair, yes. He's got a beard as well, which no one's asked him to shave.
Not yet, no.
Just saying.
Well, maybe it looks good on him. Maybe the bearded, rugged look is for him. We don't know.
It would help if he ate more chicken or something, because, you know, there is no food in the Fade in a traditional sense, so...
Well, maybe it hides the hollowness of his cheeks.
hides a multitude of sins.
All right.
We are just waiting on something here, I think. No, you good?
No, we're good.
I'm just doing some testing to see if I can implement the chat.
Mm. So,
Is there a chance that those tests are going to cut us halfway?
well, I mean, no, probably not. All it means is that she has to add a screen recording of a specific place on the screen.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I just, just runs a bit of a mad scientist when it comes to these things. It's just like, I'm just concocting a machine to make clones, and then there's like a lightning strike or something, lots of screaming, the lights go out, one player's missing. I may have dreamt about this.
Pitchforks, villagers,
Yeah.
fire.
Ugh. It was terrible. Luckily we're on the 9th floor, so we have a head start. But so you're basically in your cabin, and Keth is sleeping under the bed.
Ah, yes, one of his many strange new habits.
He's at the very least let go of his armor, and he's now wearing fresh clothes.
Thank goodness. I can imagine it was getting kind of rancid in there.
It's late at night. Tomorrow morning you're due to arrive at Ostwick. Oh, sorry, before daybreak. Everyone else seems to have gone to sleep after the events of the last episode. He isn't sleeping, per se. He's,
I don't think Valeth would be either, because she's just lying there imagining that there is a man under her bed staring up at the planks and the mattress on which she is sleeping. So I think she would find it pretty unnerving, even if it is just Keth. There's still a man under her bed.
I'm just saying, it could be completely harmless. I mean, people have been sleeping under people's beds for years. This is why we have teddy bears
usually
and
you
cats.
have a bunk bed for that.
Bunk beds are cool.
But yeah, no, so she's probably just lying there staring into the ceiling of her cabin and like, this is really awkward.
This is not the romance you were
oh,
hoping
no,
for?
not the reunion she
No.
was envisioning. Absolutely not. So, I think if he's just lying there, just being quiet, I think eventually she'll roll over on her side and kind of peek over the side of the bed and, so her hair kind of hangs over her face and be like, are you awake?
There's no response for a second. And then one of his eyes opens and then rotates towards you. No. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Can we talk?
We're talking now.
Yes, I know, but can you come out from under the bed and actually talk to me?
How long have I been asleep?
I don't know. It's not like I can see you from up here.
He does this awkward shuffle where he moves his torso and his legs.
Wiggles out from under the bed.
I've checked, by the way. There is literally no professional or sexy way to get from under the bed. You drag your ass out, which he does, which is even made more difficult by the fact that his left arm is a stump at the end of his elbow.
Right.
Which he uses in a very practical way to drag him out. He slides across the floor, the wooden decking, so his face is suddenly that close to yours. You get the scent of the fact that he's recently managed to become hygienic once more.
It's a welcome change.
It is. Although he is missing one or two teeth at the back.
Right.
Which
Can't
is,
really tell.
yeah.
It's fine.
He kind of looks up, kind of almost coyish, like, as if you're the scariest thing he's seen in years. Should I stand, or is this good?
Whatever makes you comfortable, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Listen, just things have felt a little weird since you got back, and I have questions, and there hasn't been time to ask the questions, and I don't even know if you want to answer any of them, or if you can answer any of them. And I'm kind of rambling. I need to know what happened to you. Are you okay? Will you ever be okay?
I'm fine. Just, you know.
Let's start at the beginning. How did you end up in the Fate? That's something. A place to start, I suppose.
He shuffles completely out and then places his back against the wall, so he's essentially just facing you like this, legs down, sitting up. You're sitting on your bed. The whole room's moving because
She has like a blanket around her shoulders, so she's kind of like...
The whole scene's illuminated by a small storm lantern in the corner, which is also rocking on a peg. As this is awkward silence, you can just hear the hinges creaking a little, the wood creaking. I was falling. He looks at his stump. I was watching my blood falling slower, and then I heard you scream, and then I stopped falling, and then I wasn't at the dam anymore. I think it was Desmond.
Desmond did what? Opened the rift or cut off your arm?
He cut off my arm and threw me over.
Right.
He said that you were going to be next. I didn't like that.
No.
Couldn't kill him. Had a chance. Saw an opening. Couldn't do it. I deserved it.
You didn't deserve it. No one deserved it.
I could have ended him.
I could have killed him too, but I couldn't. But given if I knew what it would have led to, I would have killed him in an instant if I knew how much it would end up hurting you.
He would have just killed me. What happened next wasn't his fault.
But killing you is bad enough.
Final. Really. I mean, I don't know. I've had a long time to think about it, and I still haven't found an answer.
An answer to what?
If every second of every day is painful, then stopping the days, is that not, like, better?
It's easier.
I
Don't get me wrong, I understand where you're coming from. There has been a lot of pain, a lot of struggle, a lot of different things ever since we were separated that I would rather forget or not have had to live through.
What happened to you? I mean, I know, but I don't know. Kind of, it's complicated. But what happened? What happened to you?
From when? From when we were separated originally, or from when?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they took us on a boat and caged us and kept us below decks in what I can only refer to as squalor.
Huh?
Didn't eat much. Couldn't hold anything down. And then they took us to Brandel's Reach, and the others don't remember this, but I do. The liar did things to us that... I can't even talk about it. I don't... They don't know.
He raises his left hand for a second and then looks at it and blinks, and then he raises his right hand and then just softly just kind of puts his hand around your cheek to the point where you can rest your chin on it. And he doesn't seem to have much emotional expression on his face, but his hand's shaking slightly, and then just like that he just takes it away and just scratches. I'm sorry.
Don't ever be sorry. I don't have anyone else.
I don't have anyone else either. I mean, there was this one thing, but it kind of died.
Janice.
Huh?
Janice.
No.
Oh.
I mean, Janice was nice and all, but I think he kind of leans in a little like he's trying to, but the space is so tight as it is, it's kind of pathetic. I think she stole money from me. And I don't really earn that much, so...
No. When was this?
I don't know.
It's not important. Anyway, after the torture, we got away. I think Bernard gave Cyril a key so we could escape. We were being transported between places. I don't know what he was intending to do with us. Then he sent us, or then we escaped. We found this cottage somewhere, and I found a staff, and we found some other things. Interesting historical facts about the previous king of Ferelden, which I would love to tell anyone about. Just not now, because it's not relevant.
You'll find time.
I'll find time. But then we had to run again, and then we found all of these refugees, and they were scared, and they didn't really have a direction and didn't know what to do, so we ended up leading a rebellion, and we freed a lot of slaves from the slave pits, and we crushed the Red Templar presence on Brandel's End eventually, and the liar was this close, but he wasn't really there. He was using a proxy, he was possessing someone, and I killed that someone, and I shouldn't have, and I used the Red Lyrium powers, and I got so angry, and that's how this happened. She gestures to her now red eyes. And it won't go away, so I'm guessing it's there permanently, and I'm so scared. I have been so terrified and scared through this whole entire process. I thought we would never be able to get home. I would never see you again. I thought Cyril and Gaffy and Than and everyone would die, and it would all be my fault, because this is all my fault. What's so funny?
It's just... Cyril thinks it's her fault. Gaffy, he thinks it's his fault. Than thought it was his fault from the get-go. And even, what's his face? The man with two faces. He thinks it's a bit of his fault. Puck doesn't know what's going on half the time. And it just occurs to me that if everyone thinks it's their fault, then it can't be anyone's fault, but it's also a little bit of everyone's fault. So, I mean, we can't all be right.
No.
So, we can all be wrong, right?
It's just I was supposed to lead them all, and I thought I was over this whole blaming myself thing, but it's still there.
Oh.
And I'm just trying to do better, trying to make decisions, trying not to think too much and spending too much time.
Are we married yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
How so?
I'm having a hard time to... It's like living a year speaking some like crazy wacko language like I don't know, Tavine, right? You speak Tavine for a year and you understand Tavine and you don't understand anything else, and then suddenly, and then next year you're speaking like proper language like common, right? But you can't understand any Tavine, but your memories are all in Tavine, so it's like that last year is hard to get, you know? And right, so time isn't really a fate thing. You bring it with you. It kind of sticks to you like glue and fades away as you walk around, right?
Yeah,
but as long as you remember the idea of time, it kind of sticks around a bit, I think. So I don't know how long I was in there, but
I would guess a couple of months.
I kind of saw everything before and after. I can kind of like, remember what my mum's breath smelt like when she had given labour and she'd born me. I can remember your hands on mine when we get married or not. It. I can remember the rattling of my last breath with cold steel through my chest or not. It's really a lot, and it's kind of your fault, but not your fault, because you're not you. You're before the dam. I realized that you had gone. I had no control, but you left a bit behind, and that bit was warm and it was light, and it told me all I needed to know. It told me truth, and that was great. And I knew things. Every time I got sad, it would tell me things in the way you would. Not with like, it's going to be okay. It's more like, Valith is capable of doing these things. These things mean that she will be fine. She can endure these things. She's done it before. It was always only truth. It was never feeling. It was information. And I had that, and it made me feel better, and it made it feel better, and everything was fine. And then it died.
When you fell through?
I think it died dragging me through. And when it died, its corpse lay in me, and I was covered in it. I was covered in its meat and its blood and its dreams and its regrets, and everything I should not have had was there. I saw, I knew, I understood, but the understanding is fleeting, because then you start to question, and when you question, when you can't figure it out, it crumbles like sand dust. It's sandstone. And I was really smart for a bit, and then it decayed, because that's what corpses do, and I was left with bones, and I'm still going back to being me. It's just I need to bury them. Does that... Explaining this is kind of hurting my head. It's
It's kind of hurting my head as well, but I think I understand. The fate is a twisty kind of place.
No, it's not. It's just something happened, and it's now not for us, but it should be. I think it was, and I only have a bit of the truth and all of the conviction, but I can't explain it.
You don't have to. It just...
You're making me explain it now.
Well, yes, but you don't have to explain how the fade works. I just want to know what happened to you and how it's affecting you now, so that I can help you. And
I forgot how to sleep, but I remembered. I didn't know how to... you don't dream. I forgot how to dream. And I've been dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's new. Or not. It was...
A welcome return?
I gave things up, because you can trade, but they don't take gold or coin. They take they take memories or concepts. They take emotion and
Eyes?
what?
Your eyes are different. What did they give? What did they take in order to give you those eyes, or how did those eyes happen?
I was told they were already paid for. I was told the payment would be later, and they gave me I got to see things as they were, so I could spot all of the demons, the ones that look like you, the ones that made me kill them.
The ones that look like me.
Oh, yeah. I saw you 1,000 times. I thought of you 1,000 times when you were trying to kill me, or when you were just a daydream, I think. I don't know how that works. And I kind of got used to killing you, and I kind of got used to ignoring you, and I think I kind of sold a few things that I shouldn't have. But I figure that if I can remember how to dream, then and how to stuff like non-fade stuff, then I don't remember
Indigestion?
I can remember the stomach, and then the rest will come back. Like, I got a giddy feeling when I saw you, and I realized that was really nice because it meant that I like you a lot. But that's new because I sold the feeling before. I sold my love for you so I could survive having to kill you
Over and over again.
Yeah, that and my parents, but they liked picking on me using your face because they knew it would get right through. And I had no problem killing Desmond.
In the fade.
I met a nice chap who was in silver armor and there was nothing inside, and he was hammering all day long, and he sold me an arm so I could have two hands. He holds up his stump. It doesn't appear all the time anymore. It does it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's tied to my Templar training, but I'm not sure. But he said that my hand was waiting somewhere. That was the deal. And what I gave him was the promise that I would get justice. Or was it vengeance?
Justice for yourself, or for him, or for justice for what?
I can't remember. Something. I get the feeling, I think it was me. I think it was justice for me.
Right.
I can't really get justice for you, I think. I think you gotta do that.
I think I have to do that.
Be kind of arrogant of me trying to get justice for someone else, I think.
Unless they asked you to.
Hmm.
I mean, there are moral twists and turns.
I got married to you like 100 times while I was there. I mean, I had to kill you at the end of the wedding anyway, but it was nice. It was quite good. I have some feelings about that.
Why would you marry me if you sold your feelings? Like, you're...
Was it before or after? You take time with you. Did I mention that?
No. What?
When I was there, I could basically... I was always being born. I was always dying. I was always...
Like, repeatedly in cycles? Or...
It's like you can go from here to another place and you're changing your space. You can... you can say where you are, but you can say when you'll be there. But if I'm here now, and then now, and that keeps going, then imagine being a second ago, before that, and even before that, all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Parallel.
No.
The same moment, but parallel.
It's hard to explain. And I feel like it's slipping my mind every day. And the more I forget, the more I'm learning. So... I hope I'm coming back.
I hope so too. Um,
He shifts from that sitting position onto his knees and looking down for a second. And you realise that there's teardrops landing on the ground. He looks up with like a red-eyed expression. Did I ask you to marry me?
you did. And I said yes. And I thought I'd lost the ring, but Gaffy found it, and I still have it.
Kind of grabs your hand.
Mm.
There's a moment where when he tries to grab it, his left hand comes up and there is this, not a flash, it's not an aggressive blinding flash, but there is this moment where, and you saw it before, this frozen, this lightning kind of comes out of his stump, forms this clawed hand in armor, kind of clawed, and it becomes almost solid, almost. And he reaches out with it, and then he kind of realizes what he's doing, and then the arm just disappears as if the lightning has no longer frozen, it just goes its course, and then it's just a stump. And he looks horrified for a second, and then quickly goes with his other hand, and he reaches out, grabs your hand, brings it close, like close so he can almost sniff it for some reason, like looking almost cross-eyed. You kept it.
Of course I did.
That's how I found you, I think.
Oh, you have my phylactery, I hope, still. The one I gave you. Oh no, Leclerc gave it to me.
Oh.
For some reason. I have it here somewhere, and she rustles around in her bags, like frantically, like kind of shaking, and then she finds it and hands it to Keth.
The remains of it.
The remains of it. She gave me this and she said, "I'm sorry," and I didn't know what it meant at the time, and I thought you were dead, and I thought I had lost you, but even though I thought you were dead for the longest time, I couldn't take it off. I couldn't let go. I couldn't believe that you were dead.
I think I heard that.
I'm just so glad you're back.
I hope you're gonna stay up with that. You're gonna stay with that thinking, because it's gonna get hard.
When has it not been hard? I don't care if it's hard. I don't care how long it's hard. I only care that you're here with me, and that we're still going to be together after all this is over. We haven't been married yet, but we will be one day.
I think. Did you know my family's are farmers? My family's they're farmers. Did I mention that?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long.
My mum and dad, they came from Ravenny. They're technically Ravenny, although I mean the it's a lot more sunnier up north, so it's more obvious, I guess, but they're good farmers, and I know a bit about farming. And I'd like, when this is over.
Well, I mean, you looked very nice carrying a haystack.
I carried a haystack. Oh,
Yeah, in Markham, I think.
that's when I bumped into you the second time.
Yeah.
There it is again.
What?
He gives no warning, but he goes straight in and puts his lips on yours. And that lasts way longer than anything you've done before, maybe. And then he brings it back. He remembers to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to be okay. And then when this is over, I'd like to maybe do something quieter. I'd like to show you the farm and maybe not do this anymore.
I think that would be nice. I'm so tired of this. Whatever this is.
This is
If we survive, then if we can save Ostwick, if we can do what we've been tasked to do, then I would love to see the farm. Just as long as you don't ask me to actually work on it, because
Well,
allergies.
I mean, it's a. It would.
We'll figure something out. Magic or something.
It's like this moment of shock. Magic on a farm. That is a lot to unpack.
Well, I could learn to levitate things, right? Or I don't. I'm sorry.
You're gonna put the horses out of business.
Well, hey, I'm clever. It's who I am. Oh, hope that'll never change.
Don't you dare. You're still the light at the end of the road. I need you to be you so I can be me again. And this is going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, whatever happens.
Can I sleep with you tonight? I think I'm ready.
She just nods. She doesn't say anything.
He stands up and then just sits down next to you on the bed.
She scoots and gives him room.
He's pretty big. You don't still snore, do you?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, if we actually sleep.
I think we'll end it there.
Yeah. That was good.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we have the next session coming up at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Which will see the team returning to Ostwick and taking the fight back to the enemy.
It'll probably be a little bit more action-filled than this session.
This needed to be done.
Yes, it really needed to be done.
It's one of those weird things, and this might not make it into podcast, but I will say this much. When you have these one-on-one, one-on-two, or otherwise sessions, they seem to work better like this as interludes because, let's be honest, too much of these private, one-way, direct communications, when you have other players sitting there doing nothing, too much of that can be negative.
Yeah, people will lose focus really fast. And like for Sunniva, she can't stand in the romantic moment, so you would probably be getting a when it gets too sugar sweet.
Yeah,
so.
way to ruin the moments. It's like you hear someone making retching sounds outside. Oh, that's okay. That's just
my husband is kind of like that too. If it gets too romantic, he will like burp really loudly or fart on purpose just to break it.
Now that's not always true. I remember a certain scene in one podcast where he went full.
Oh well, yes, that is very true. All right, so
don't fear the tear, people. Don't fear the tear.
Sneaky Feral is laughing of image of Keth being a farm boy. Yes, I'm listening. I'm actually doing it even though I'm not here. Yeah, she's been making the sound even though she's not here.
Oh, here's a question for you. Let's play Jeopardy. Can you go down a level?
All right, so well, I hope people enjoyed that and that Sunniva didn't have to retch too much. And we will see you at 6 tonight for the full-on episode with the entire crew. So stay tuned. All right, bye.